What if a single golden coin could make you a millionaire overnight? Rare Sacagawea dollars in flawless condition hold unimaginable wealth, capable of turning a simple dollar into a fortune beyond your wildest dreams. These hidden treasures sit unnoticed in drawers, albums, or collections, waiting for the lucky collector who can unlock their mind-blowing value and life-changing power. Don't miss the chance to discover these golden secrets. The 2001 Sacagawea dollar is often described as one of the most misunderstood treasures of modern American coinage, a coin that looks ordinary to an untrained eye but holds a whisper of extraordinary power for those who know the hidden world of numismatic rarity. This beautiful golden-toned dollar carries the spirit of Sacagawea, yet within certain rare strikes, unusual minting patterns, and untouched mint state conditions, collectors believe lies a potential value capable of shaking your expectations. The reason this particular year and mint mark, 2001 Denver Mint, became legendary among collectors is not just its history but the unbelievably scarce premium conditions some examples survived in, and when the right coin meets the right collector, its worth can rise to unimaginable heights that surprise even experts. Many people don't realize that the 2001 Sacagawea dollar came from a period when the mint was experimenting, shifting metal compositions, adjusting striking pressure, and producing coins intended to look fresh, gold-like, and futuristic. During this phase, some coins left the mint with extraordinary luster, stronger details, and mirror-like fields that were never meant to circulate. These elite survivors, untouched by time, carry a rare visual perfection that mesmerizes collectors. When such a coin is preserved in a flawless grade, collectors describe it as a lightning strike of perfection, a coin that can command shocking amounts and turn a simple dollar into a symbol of outrageous wealth. Numismatists often say that a rare Sacagawea dollar in ultra-high condition is like a hidden key to fortune, a key many people throw away without knowing its power. In today's private collector's market, the highest-graded 2001 pieces, the ones with ice-sharp details and glass-like shine, are chased fiercely, sometimes creating dramatic bidding wars that push the coin's value into the realm of life-changing money. Stories circulate of collectors who discovered a flawless piece in an old drawer or forgotten roll and found themselves holding a coin worth more than cars, lands, or in some sensational cases, the equivalent of millions, depending on condition and buyer hunger. The real magic behind this coin is not only its rarity in top grade, but the emotional shock that comes with discovering such a modern coin could hold such insane potential. A 2001 Sacagawea dollar in perfect or near-perfect state becomes something more than currency. It becomes an artifact of exceptional survival. The Denver Mint produced millions of these coins, but time, handling, and circulation destroyed most. The few that remained untouched, those shimmering golden discs with flawless surfaces, are now like gold veins hidden inside stone, only visible to those who know how to look. Collectors talk about the 2001 Sacagawea dollar with a kind of obsession, because they know this coin has the unpredictable ability to jump in value depending on condition, errors, and overall eye appeal. A double strike, off-center hit, planchet flaw, or unusual die polish can skyrocket its desirability. And when the right collector sees something breathtaking in a coin, emotions take over rational bidding, turning the dollar into a treasure worth a fortune. The most shocking part is that this value is not imaginary. It comes from real collectors, real bidding floors, and real demand that grows stronger every year. Imagine holding a coin that has been sitting silently for decades, yet its worth grows quietly like a seed buried in the soil. That is the story of the 2001 Sacagawea dollar. Some people unknowingly spend it, some hide it in jars, and some let it sit untouched in old coin albums. Only a tiny percentage understand that this simple golden coin, if preserved like a jewel, can be worth more than a luxury car, a house, or even enough to create a new life. This dramatic contrast between the coin's common appearance and its explosive potential is what makes it one of the most fascinating modern collectibles. The story becomes even more electrifying when you consider how grading changes everything. A Sacagawea dollar graded in the highest categories transforms instantly into a rarity, its value multiplying like wildfire. Collectors describe the experience of discovering such a coin as finding wealth where nobody else looked, a moment of pure shock that feels almost unreal. The 2001 pieces that shine with intense brilliance or contain microscopic perfection are treated with near reverence, as if they're tiny golden miracles forged in Denver. There's something poetic about a coin that honors Sacagawea, a woman whose guidance changed the course of American exploration, now becoming a symbol of wealth that could change the life of whoever possesses the rarest example. People believe in the mystical energy of rare coins, and the 2001 Sacagawea dollar often becomes the centerpiece of collections because of its striking design, golden glow, and unpredictable high-end value. It stands as a reminder that sometimes life's most powerful treasures come disguised as simple things, waiting patiently for the right hands to discover them. So when people say the 2001 Sacagawea dollar can be worth millions under extreme rare conditions, they aren't talking about fantasy. They're referring to the explosive power of rarity meeting demand, beauty meeting perfection, and collectors meeting a coin that stuns them into bidding without limits. If someone holds one of these flawless or error-struck examples, they aren't just holding a coin, they're holding a secret doorway to wealth that could transform their fortune overnight. And that is why you never underestimate this golden dollar, because hidden inside its shine is the kind of unimaginable worth that could make someone a millionaire if the right buyer appears. The 2000 Sacagawea dollar is the coin that started an entire golden era in modern American numismatics, a coin whose glow is so warm and magnetic that even today collectors feel a shock of excitement when they spot it. This Philadelphia minted piece may look like ordinary pocket change to someone who doesn't understand rarity, but in reality it carries an energy that can send its value soaring into million-level territory when found in flawless, untouched condition. The idea that a coin from the year 2000 could hold such explosive wealth may sound unbelievable, yet the finest surviving specimens of this coin have become legendary treasures capable of changing someone's financial destiny overnight. The year 2000 marked the very first release of the Sacagawea dollar, and that alone gives this coin a powerful status. First-year coins always carry a deeper aura, but the 2000p is on another level entirely because the minting process was new, experimental, and unpredictable. Many coins came out with flaws, weak strikes, and surface marks, making perfect examples incredibly rare. When a flawless 2000p appears, still glowing like fresh gold, with razor-sharp detail and no marks, it becomes more than a coin. It becomes a masterpiece of modern minting, the kind of rarity collectors chase with intense passion and sky-high bids. Collectors speak about the 2000p with a special tone, almost like they're talking about a legendary discovery instead of a simple dollar coin. There are stories of people opening old mint sets or forgotten drawers and finding a 2000p shining like a tiny sun. When that untouched brilliance appears, everything changes. A coin that seems ordinary suddenly transforms into a life-changing treasure, something that could be worth more than luxury vehicles, property, gold bars, or even years of savings. That dramatic transformation is what makes the 2000p so addictive for collectors. It holds the thrill of unpredictability and the promise of unimaginable reward. The Philadelphia Mint, in this first year of production, created some extremely powerful early strikes with unusually deep detail and intense metallic flow. These elite examples carry dramatic features: Sacagawea's hairlines carved with extreme precision, the baby's blanket sharply textured, and the soaring eagle on the reverse shining with fierce clarity. These were accidental masterpieces born from fresh dyes and perfect pressure, and they now represent the highest value survivors of the entire Sacagawea dollar series. When one of these miracle coins appears in perfect condition, collectors describe it as golden perfection, a coin that looks too flawless to be real. What lifts this coin into million-value discussions is the explosive combination of rarity, beauty, and emotional power. A perfect 2000p Sacagawea dollar doesn't just attract attention, it demands it. Collectors see it as the birth of a new era in American currency, the first chapter of a coin series that holds deep cultural meaning. They compete fiercely for the rarest examples, driving prices upward with incredible intensity. When numismatic passion ignites, logic disappears, and suddenly a $1 coin becomes a priceless golden artifact worth sums that feel impossible for its size and age. The most shocking thing about this coin is how many people have held it without realizing its true potential. Thousands of people over the years have tossed 2000p Sacagawea dollars into jars, drawers, or collections, completely unaware that they might be holding a coin capable of rewriting their fortunes. A perfect example hides its value until examined under bright light. When the glow reveals itself, the surfaces shine untouched, and the details appear as crisp as the day they were minted. That is when the coin reveals its secret identity, a silent fortune disguised as a simple dollar. Collectors believe the 2000p carries a kind of destiny because it marks the beginning of the new millennium and the rebirth of America's golden-colored coinage. This spiritual and historical symbolism adds emotional weight to the coin's value. People don't just buy this coin, they connect with it. They feel inspired by Sacagawea's courage, by the meaning behind the design, and by the rarity of perfect early strikes. That emotional connection is what pushes collectors to spend extraordinary amounts, turning this coin into a symbol of luck, wealth, and powerful transformation. There is a poetic beauty in the fact that this coin honors a woman who guided explorers across unknown lands, and now this same coin guides collectors toward hidden wealth. The 2000p Sacagawea dollar carries within it a spirit of discovery, the feeling that anything is possible if the right coin surfaces. Owning one of the elite flawless examples becomes more than a financial achievement. It becomes a symbol of victory, a reminder that fortune favors those who pay attention to the small treasures life hides in unexpected places. So when people say the 2000p Sacagawea dollar can be worth millions in the rarest, most perfect conditions, they are speaking from the real power this coin holds in the collector world. If someone holds a pristine example or a special early strike, they may be holding a life-changing treasure without realizing it. This coin has the power to turn an ordinary day into a moment of unbelievable fortune, to transform a simple discovery into something extraordinary. That is why you should never underestimate this golden beauty, because inside its brilliant shine lies a fortune capable of changing your life forever. The 2002D Sacagawea dollar is one of those coins that quietly hides a thunderstorm of value behind its warm golden glow, a coin that looks harmless to the everyday person but strikes like lightning in the world of serious collectors. This Denver-minted piece became a modern legend, not because of how many were made, but because of how incredibly rare it is to find one in the type of perfect, untouched condition that sends its value roaring into million-level conversations. When collectors talk about this coin, they speak with an energy that sounds almost unreal, describing it as a modern treasure capable of rewriting someone's destiny if the right example appears. The Denver Mint in 2002 produced millions of Sacagawea dollars, but only a microscopic percentage came out with that breathtaking perfection, sharp details, liquid shine, flawless metallic flow, that collectors refer to as dream grade. These rare survivors carry a glow that feels almost supernatural, as if the metal itself absorbed a piece of sunlight and refuses to let it go. When one of these elite coins surfaces, specialists say it looks almost frozen in time, untouched by human hands. This rare, pristine beauty is what turns an ordinary $1 coin into a piece worth shocking amounts of money, the kind of value that can flip your life upside down. Collectors are obsessed with the 2002D because they know its highest-grade survivors are frighteningly rare, so rare that finding one feels like stumbling onto hidden treasure buried in plain sight. People tell stories of discovering a perfect 2002D in a mint roll or old collection, and watching their heart race when they realize they might be holding something worth more than cars, land, or luxury goods. These perfect pieces are treated like miracles in metal, coins that almost shouldn't exist in such condition considering how easily Sacagawea dollars scratch, fade, or lose their original shine. The few that escaped time's damage became priceless. What makes this coin more electrifying is the belief among numismatic enthusiasts that the Denver Mint accidentally created some ultra-high-quality strikes in 2002 coins with deeper definition, brighter fields, and more dramatic contrast than the standard production. These minting accidents, or fortunate mistakes, are what create the million-condition examples. When such a coin is examined under magnification, every curve of Sacagawea's portrait and every feather on the soaring eagle looks sculpted with microscopic precision, almost like artwork, not currency. That is why collectors fight fiercely for these coins, pushing their value into extreme heights. In the modern coin world, value is a storm driven by rarity, beauty, demand, and emotional impact, and the 2002D Sacagawea dollar strikes all four with unbelievable force. When collectors see a flawless example, the bidding doesn't rise steadily, it explodes. It becomes a battle of passion, not logic, a moment where people chase the thrill of owning something few will ever touch. This emotional intensity is what has fueled million-dollar discussions around the finest 2002D examples, transforming the coin into a modern-day golden phenomenon that people whisper about with awe. One of the most dramatic things about this coin is how ordinary it looks to someone who knows nothing about rarity. A 2002D Sacagawea dollar might sit in someone's pocket, jar, or drawer for years, completely ignored. But if that same coin happens to be one of the nearly perfect survivors, untouched, unsmudged, glowing like it was minted yesterday, it becomes a silent powerhouse of value. Many people have accidentally held a fortune without realizing it, proving that treasure doesn't always come with warnings. Sometimes it hides in plain sight, waiting for the right eyes to notice. Collectors often say the 2002D carries a special energy because it represents a turning point in the Sacagawea series, a year when the mint's production methods shifted and created unexpected variations in quality. This transition year magic makes certain Denver-struck coins incredibly desirable, and when paired with perfect preservation, the value becomes almost magical. The coin becomes more than gold-colored metal. It becomes a symbol of luck, destiny, and rare fortune wrapped into one stunning relic. And that is what pushes collectors to pay unbelievable amounts for it. There is poetic power in the fact that a coin honoring Sacagawea, a woman who guided explorers through unknown lands, now guides collectors toward hidden wealth. The 2002 Sacagawea dollar has become a symbol of unexpected discovery, a reminder that something small can reshape your financial path if fate allows you to find the right specimen. Collectors cherish its glow, its symbolism, and its unique place in modern coin mystique, making it one of the most emotionally powerful pieces in circulation-age numismatics. So when people say the 2002 Sacagawea dollar can be worth millions in certain rare conditions, they are speaking from real market experience and the emotional force behind the coin. If someone owns a flawless example or a dramatically struck version, they might be holding a fortune without knowing it. This coin has the power to change someone's life overnight, to transform a forgotten drawer discovery into unimaginable wealth. That is why you must never treat a 2002 Sacagawea dollar lightly, because hidden inside its golden shine might be a destiny-shifting treasure with the power to rewrite your fortunes forever. The 2001 Sacagawea dollar is one of those rare modern treasures that hides its true power behind a calm golden surface, a coin that may look ordinary to most people but carries the kind of explosive value that makes collectors tremble with excitement. This Philadelphia minted piece has become a symbol of modern rarity because the few flawless examples that survived are so breathtakingly perfect that they feel unreal, like something carved out of pure light. These ultra-rare survivors have turned the 2001 Sacagawea dollar into one of the most talked-about modern coins, a piece with a kind of million-grade potential that could change someone's life overnight if the right example appears in the right hands. Even though the mint produced millions of these coins, the truth is that almost none survived in the near-immaculate condition that collectors crave. The Sacagawea dollar scratches easily, loses its glow quickly, and picks up marks even from soft contact, which makes perfect preservation almost impossible. That is why a flawless 2001 stands out like a miracle in metal. When such a coin appears with its original golden brightness untouched, its field smooth like glass, and its details carved with machine-perfect precision, collectors go into a frenzy. Its beauty alone has the power to push its worth into numbers that sound unbelievable for a $1 coin. Collectors often whisper about the 2001 as if it is a hidden treasure map disguised as currency. Stories circulate about people discovering a shining, untouched example tucked inside an old coin roll, sitting quietly in a forgotten drawer, or sealed in a mint set nobody ever opened. When they finally inspect the coin under bright light and see that perfect golden glow, panic and excitement rise instantly because they know they might be holding something worth more than cars, gold bars, or even a down payment on a house. In the right condition, this coin becomes a gateway to wealth that feels almost magical. What makes the 2001 even more fascinating is that collectors believe some early strike coins from the Philadelphia Mint received unusually crisp impressions, leaving Sacagawea's portrait, her hair strands, and the eagle's wings with deeper, more dramatic detail. These accidental masterpieces shine with a richness that ordinary coins cannot match. The metal radiates with warmth, the design feels alive, and the entire coin glows like a miniature sun. When a coin combines this natural brilliance with flawless preservation, its value rises instantly into shocking territory where bidders battle fiercely for ownership. The reason this coin enters the million-dollar conversation is not fantasy. It is the unstoppable combination of rarity, visual perfection, emotional appeal, and collector competition colliding at full force. A perfect 2001 Sacagawea dollar is not just a modern coin, it is a modern relic with the power to hypnotize collectors into spending fortunes. These rare pieces become trophies, investment pieces, symbols of elite collecting power. When the right collector sees a flawless example, they don't think in thousands, they think in high five figures, six figures, and in extreme elite cases, numbers stretching into the million range when extraordinary rarity meets fierce desire. What makes this coin truly dangerous, in a good way, is how normal it looks to the everyday person. Someone might have a 2001 Sacagawea dollar in their pocket, purse, or coin jar right now without realizing they are holding something that could change their fortune if it happens to be in the right condition. The coin doesn't brag. It doesn't announce itself. It hides its power until someone with the right eye examines it under bright light and sees that impossible shine, that untouched surface, that mirror-like glow that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. In that moment, the coin transforms from a dollar into a silent fortune. Collectors say the 2001 has a special aura because it represents the early years of the Sacagawea series, a time when the mint was pushing boundaries, testing striking methods, and experimenting with the coin's unique golden-colored metal. This experimental phase created accidental masterpieces that no one expected, and those perfect pieces now command the highest admiration in modern numismatics. When such a coin appears, collectors fight with emotion rather than logic, and that emotional surge is what drives its price to jaw-dropping levels. There is something poetic about a coin that honors Sacagawea, a guide, a navigator, a symbol of courage, now guiding collectors toward hidden wealth. The 2001 P Sacagawea dollar carries that spirit of transformation. It is not just a coin, it is a golden reminder that life-changing value can hide in small places. Owning the rarest example becomes a matter of pride, power, and destiny for collectors, making the coin one of the most emotionally powerful modern issues in American history. So when people say the 2001 P Sacagawea dollar can reach million-level value in elite, flawless condition, they are speaking from real experience with how the market reacts to rarity, brilliance, and pure perfection. If someone holds the right example, they're not just holding money, they're holding a treasure with the power to shift their future overnight. That is why you should never underestimate this golden beauty. Inside its shining surface lies the possibility of unimaginable wealth, a fortune waiting silently for the person wise enough to recognize the treasure they are holding. The 2000 D Sacagawea dollar is one of those American coins that refuses to fade into history, because its story carries a magnetic pull that keeps collectors awake at night. When this coin first entered circulation, nobody imagined that a single piece of golden-toned metal could one day be whispered about like a hidden key to sudden fortune. But as years passed, unusual varieties, rare conditions, and untouched mint-state pieces transformed this simple dollar into an object of intense desire. Today, the 2000 D Sacagawea dollar stands as a symbol of how a small artifact can grow into something capable of changing a person's destiny overnight if its condition reaches that unbelievable, museum-worthy level. There are only a handful of coins in the world that collectors describe as life-changing, and the 2000 D Sacagawea dollar is one of them, not because every coin is worth millions, but because the right coin in the right condition becomes a doorway to unimaginable wealth. Imagine a coin struck with perfect sharpness, glowing untouched for decades, holding every tiny detail of Sacagawea's features exactly the way the die intended. That type of perfection pushes the coin far beyond normal value and into a range where collectors compete with shocking amounts. The rarest specimens feel like they carry the electricity of mystery around them, making their owners treat them like treasure capable of flipping their fortune in a single sale. This coin's value is not born only from its rarity but from the intensity of emotion tied to its creation. Sacagawea, the Shoshone woman who guided the Lewis and Clark expedition, stands on this coin not as a forgotten historical figure but as a symbol of courage, intelligence, and resilience. The Denver Mint struck millions of Sacagawea dollars in 2000, yet the pieces that survive today in flawless mint brilliance are dramatically fewer. Many entered circulation, many lost their shine, and many were damaged by wear. That is why the surviving untouched coins, sealed away by chance or protected by collectors, gained enormous attraction as time strengthened their scarcity. A 2000 D Sacagawea dollar in unbelievable condition doesn't just sit in a collection, it radiates presence. You look at it once, and it feels like a golden spark caught in time. Collectors crave this level of preservation because it represents both perfection and luck. A coin that has survived decades without scratches, dents, or dullness feels like a miracle. These coins, especially those that come with unusual striking errors or special mint qualities, are the kind that appear in auction rooms with jaw-dropping expectations. When such a piece sells, the price doesn't just climb, it leaps like a spark hitting gasoline. In today's market, collectors treat the 2000 D Sacagawea dollar like a hidden opportunity. A coin in the highest possible grade, with blazing luster and no defects, can reach values that make ordinary people pause and rethink everything they ever believed about coins. Stories circulate of collectors who came across a forgotten Sacagawea dollar in an old box, only to discover later that it was one of the best-preserved examples known. When these coins reach those rare conditions, their prices skyrocket into levels commonly described with words like massive, unimaginable, and life-changing. That is why people warn, never sell such a coin cheaply. This coin carries an unusual aura, almost like it knows that its value is fueled by time itself. Every year that passes separates the rarest 2000 D Sacagawea dollars further from the rest. Each decade makes the top-grade examples harder to find, more treasured, and more expensive. Collectors chase the dream of finding a flawless one in hopes of striking financial lightning. Owning such a coin feels like holding a silent treasure that keeps rising in power while the world barely notices. People often say that rare coins reward patience, and the 2000D Sacagawea dollar proves that phrase more than almost any other modern dollar coin. Among collectors, whispers travel about the extraordinary results that high-grade Sacagawea dollars have achieved. Not every coin reaches that level, but the ones that do become legends. They stand as proof that modern coins can become million-dollar stars when rarity and perfection collide. The possibility alone is enough to make collectors treat this coin with deep respect. That is why the advice remains constant. If you possess a pristine 2000D Sacagawea dollar, do not rush to sell it at a low price. A rushed sale can mean losing the chance to touch wealth beyond imagination. The history of this coin is layered with ambition, symbolism, and national pride. When the mint released the Sacagawea dollar in 2000, it was meant to refresh the look of American currency, bringing an indigenous woman to the forefront of the nation's identity. But nobody predicted that the 2000D version would become one of the most talked about modern dollars over time. It rose from being a simple collectible to becoming an icon among those who believe that hidden treasures still exist inside everyday pockets, drawers, and old forgotten collections. The 2000D Sacagawea dollar remains a coin of destiny, one that can turn an ordinary day into an extraordinary moment. It has the power to convert a collector into a millionaire in an instant if the right coin reaches the right buyer in perfect condition. That is why this coin is never taken lightly. It carries a mix of beauty, rarity, and mystery that makes it feel alive. If you hold such a coin, treat it like a secret ticket to the world of unimaginable wealth, because in today's market, its potential is limited only by how perfect it is, and how much a determined collector is willing to pay to capture it.